Hey, we on? We're on. Hi, hi. Hi, everybody. It's Leslie here. Leslie Plazic. Zazoo Plazz. It's Halloween, almost Halloween. Yeah, because I just moved. I'm like looking in my T-shirts. I said, "Where's my Halloween T-shirt?" And this quote is actually in my Zazoo Plazz book. But because it has something to do with a cleaning product named Lest Oil that I used to think I was named after because my mother used it in every bathroom. She killed all the germs, the good ones and the bad ones, and it was always in my nose growing up. And I'm a smeller. I'm a scent oriented person. That's why I have this nose like this. Anyway, Zazoo Plazz report. I digress already. Jeez. Okay. Hang on. It's going to be a good one. You might want to bring your fire extinguisher today. Feeling fiery. I don't know. Is it a Lilith thing? I don't know. Anyway, um, yeah. So yeah, the 26th Sunday in ordinary time, but these are not ordinary times. I'm making Catholic jokes now. If you're a Catholic, we have the liturgical year. When I used to go to church, and I was raised Catholic. 12 years of Catholic school. And I actually posted, if you follow my Facebook page, you go to my Zazoo Plazz, The Audacious Adventures of Zazoo Plazz. I actually posted a picture of myself, and it fits perfectly with all this stuff today, of myself when I was a cheerleader in middle school, 1978, the fall of 78. I was a co-captain, there were three of us, I think. I was a captain of the cheerleading team. And I couldn't do a cartwheel to save my life, but I made up for it in my spirit. And I could do great jumps and lunges. So there's this picture of me in front of the Christmas tree that my parents took, probably before like a basketball, because we were basketball cheerleaders. We didn't have a football team, but we did. Good Catholic school. We did have a basketball team, and we used to go and cheer, and really get into it. We used to do pyramids and all kinds of dance formations and things. So they had just put up the Christmas tree. Who knows when it was. All it says is Leslie, December 1978, age 13. No, I didn't even say Leslie. It just said December 1978, age 13, or something like that. Um, and so I think what happened was, see, I could only find one picture that my parents took of me in my cheerleading costume. The other ones were like the official team photos that you get. We used to get, well, not these kids today. We used to get these like, they take your picture and then, a few months later, you would get this cardboard folder and you'd open it up and there would be, sometimes we get the picture separately, but it was like a little cardboard flimsy frame. Let's see if I could find it later. Um, Put a picture up this week. And then there'd be this picture of, the team or whatever, all the girls going, posing like this. And, together they'd all line us up. And, and if you got your class picture or a team picture back then, it wasn't digital. You didn't have a digital option. It was just this one huge picture in a cardboard sort of flap that, opened up. And if you try to stand it up, it would always fall over, because it was just this flimsy little like cardboard, like not even this hard. It was just like this flimsy paper thing. So, my mother used to, I didn't even know I was going to get on this topic today, but my mother was the kind of person, if you sent her a card, maybe she'd display it for like a week, maybe a week if you were really lucky, but then she'd take everything down and put them in a big pile on the hutch, you know? And so the same with my school pictures, she wouldn't keep them up, because it was clutter. So she put them up maybe for a week, and then, then she'd take everything down and shove it in the hutch. So some of these pictures I didn't get to see until years later. And I go in her hutch and she had this big cedar, you know, chest with, mothballs and boxes of stuff in there. And she had kept all my things, but they were shoved all together in this hutch, and everything smelled musty. And so now, I'm going through all my shit. In my house, my apartment smells. If I go, like, walk by my stuff, it smells like a little musty. So, that's what I think our subconscious is like, our unconscious self. That's what I'm going to talk about today. And it's in the Bible, but you have to decode it, folks. And we Gen Xers are very good at decoding things. I didn't even know where I was going to go with this, but it's genius. So follow me, folks. This is how we do. And I'm going to let you in on some of my reflections. If you don't agree, that's fine. It's just my opinion in this moment. But I'm a smeller. When I smell these photos, I get hit with all these emotions, and I feel like my whole life, things have been sort of crushed. All the emotions and the achievements and the things that I wanted to be kind of got shoved in Pauline's Carter hutch. My roommate's out today. And it just shoved in there, down under the clock and the locked down in the closet. And I never had the key to go in there and get my shit. I wanted to go and look at my stuff, and my mother, she had it all locked up. So, I had my diaries. I put locks on my diaries because I didn't want anybody getting in there reading that stuff. Now I'm trying to get people to read my stuff, and I didn't think it would be that hard. But anyway, maybe you're seeing this and you're appreciating my wisdom from all these years. So this is it's the perfect song. It's the perfect everything. Damn, it's good. Um, but anyway, one of the things that I found, we're going back to 1981 today. I was in high school. So the song that I chose for today came out in September of 81. It was the fall of my junior year in high school. So I was 15. I was almost 16. And, this is the kind of music we were listening to back then. And I don't know if Culture Club might have been a little bit later. But I found some of them in this big bin. I found some of my songs that I was listening to back then. And I don't know where I found this, but it's my mother's. It's the GNC Family Fitness Exercise Program. Look at that. My mother used to get vitamins. She took vitamins up until right before she died. And then she couldn't take the pills anymore. She had to do the liquid stuff, and then she had to just get stuff pumped into her stomach. But she used to do, it's like the Jane Fonda. Look at that, all the women of my mother's generation. With health tips, heart rate chart, low impact, soft aerobics. Look at that. So my mother was very fit, like through she was extremely health conscious, nutrition, exercise. Look at this. See that, like the ladies in the leotards? We were sort of wearing the leotards, but ours weren't so like covered up. We, when I used to work out at the Bally's, I had like these, you had to look good. So mine were more like the matching, like tights with the thong leotard and the belt. Oh, they have the belt here, but I'd never looked like that. I was young. I was like that age, and my mother was more like, but she got fed up with going to yoga and stuff. I better get to it. I'll show you the rest. What do I have? She got fed up with going to the classes because she decided she didn't want to follow somebody else and deal with all the other people in the class. She finally just started doing her own thing. And she was a master yogi. She was really good at yoga. She taught me. Look what I got I got Barry Manilow. What a jackpot. Barry Manilow. If I Should Love Again. And then we got Culture Club. kissing, kissing to be clever. This is what I was listening to in high school, folks. Oh, and then we got Spanish class, Spanish tape, contacts. Oh, this was college. Je qui te ressemble. Well, college. Probably this was like 86, but I was still using cassettes because you would record yourself. We still didn't have digital in 86, 87 when I was taking French in college. So, and then look at this. We got the Oak Ridge Boys. My friend Mary, she was a year ahead of me. She was a boomer, but class of 82. She made me mixtapes. So I still, we haven't been in touch for years, but I still have her. And, her musical tastes were so different from mine because she was a boomer. I mean, my boyfriend at the time, oh, geez, she was into the Oak Ridge Boys. I don't even know who they are. Not my taste. And then, I did Scott Joplin. I taped my Scott Joplin songs so I could listen to them. I was playing them on the organ. What else we got here? We got, Leslie Bill tape tests. Romance languages, college again. And I see one more here. One more. We got. Look at this. Air Supply. Can you believe you listen to Air Supply? All right, they were good. I liked Air Supply. Your wildest dreams, talking, rock and roll all over you. What the heck is this? Anyway, this looks like a mix. Oh yeah, a mixtape I made for myself off the radio. And I think my boyfriend at the time. Oh yeah, the guy I was dating. You're so hurt so good. Come on, baby, make it hurt so good. My boyfriend, the guy who rode the horses, the guy who took me to my junior prom, and I went to his senior prom, he made me this mixtape. Yeah, it's been a while. So anyway, that's what we did, kids. When we liked somebody, we made them mixtapes. Whether it was our, our friends or our boyfriends. If you're a girl, your boyfriend would make you a tape. You'd make him a tape, and then your other friends, your girl, female friends, we'd make each other, just regular friends. You'd make each other tapes, and that was cool. And it was just kind of like it was fun because then you can listen to them together in the car or just hanging out. Anyway, I got a lot to talk about today, and I'm yapping about mixtapes. Okay, 26th Sunday. Let's get to the. Come on, Zazoo, get to the Bible. All right, Book of Numbers. I'm gonna paraphrase a little because I wrote everything up, but just for myself, just to give a little guideline. Okay, God. Usually, God is. To me, God is benevolent, and God is good, and you're in the presence of God when you're feeling joy, when you're feeling happiness, you're feeling unconditional love. But we're talking kind of, and then I have this idea that um, if you're tainting that though, the more you can get rid of. I think this is the theme in general today. Um, the more you can get rid of anything that's dragging you down, right? Any blocks to receiving that Christ light, whatever you believe, it's spirit. It comes from above. And however culturally we prefer to think of God, and we all have a different sort of idea of God, not one is more right than the other. It's whatever you feel. And Jesus was trying to, tell people that in a very basic, way. But you don't get it till you get it. And so it pulls in the song for today where, think about if you were God, he's our, like a parent, and you're seeing the children, your children, and you so want them, they're part of you. They're a reflection of you, and you want them to be happy. You want them to get rid of all the stuff. It's like, like somebody's in the other room, right? And it's soundproof, and say you know something, right? Or you watch something on TV, right? Like you watch a show, like I'm watching the Hitchcock. So you're watching a show or a horror show, right? And you're telling them they always go down, into the basement, and you're screaming. You're like, don't go down there! Don't go down there! Don't do that! Right? So our guides, our spirit guides, right? Not it's God. There's hierarchies, but each of us has angels and spirit guides and ancestors and protecting us, and they're in that other room, and they can't we can't hear them, but they're yelling as loud as they can. Don't go there. Don't do that thing. Get rid of it. Right? They know better, but they're not down here, on the earth with all the crap that can distract us, right? So that's what the readings are about today. It's, the one, okay, I'm just going to skip to the gospel of Mark, right? Um, the one, well, that was last week. Damn it. All right. Yeah, the last reading. Oh, that's the song. All right. All right. This is comedy. Damn it. Where's the gospel? That was last week. Mark 9. All right, so I'm going to go here first. So it's the one where they say if you're whatever's giving you a problem, or no, wait, what's that? Oh, okay, uh, yeah, whatever's that was last week. Why am I not? Okay, here we go. Here's this week. Oh, that's the week before. I gotta get a new notebook. This is that's what I gotta get rid of. I gotta get rid of this damn notebook. Okay, because it's keeping me from doing my work. Stupid. Okay, all right. Yeah. So what we're talking about is, the one where they say get rid of it. It's better to enter heaven without a body part or something than to enter go to hell in one piece. So whatever part of yourself is causing you to stray, right, get rid of it. So I always thought that was very chilling, the idea of chopping something off or whatever. It's very sort of Halloweeny, but what that means, it's I think it's a Chiron thing, Chiron, the wounded healer, right? In other words, um, I think that's referring to, the crippled part is everyone's wounded, right? But it's easier for you to get into heaven by you've got this wound, but you know it. You know what it feels like to be that person. So you can therefore help other people, right? Because you've been there. So I think that's what it means. But I digress. Let's work up. Okay, so the first reading is from Numbers. God, okay, so basically there's Moses, right? And Moses has been blessed. He gets it, right? But then there's all these other people who are gathering with Moses. And so God says, well, Moses, he's good. He's got more, there's more than enough spirit to go around, right? And so being there together with Moses, they all were, these 70 elders or whatever, just they also got enlightened, right? They also got filled with the Spirit, and they started to prophesy. They started to do the same thing. And so that's the more the merrier, right? So God says, in other words, and then Joshua says, this guy's with Moses, and he says, what about those guys over there? They're talking, they're doing what you do. And Moses said, are you jealous for my sake? He said, the more the merrier, basically. As long as they're preaching the same thing that we are, why should there just be one? Because the light spreads so much faster with more people. As long as they're like, saying the same thing we're saying, right? So, but the thing is, if somebody is, using is you know, making people sin in the name of God, then that's where we come into problems. The precepts of the Lord give joy to the heart. That's the song. It said something about guarding against wanton sin, wonton, wonton soup, those little wonton, you know, crackers that you get. That's what I thought is wonton, but it's wanton, and it's basically like wanting something that you don't wanting something. Wanton, but I think it means jealousy, um, and it talks about faults like that are hidden to us. In other words, you might follow all the rules, right? But you've got this part of you that's sinful. It's not. I always hated that word sin. What it means is it's hidden. You don't see it, right? Other people might be able to see it, and God certainly sees it. But so you can go around thinking, oh, I go to church, I'm so holy, but there's this whole basement full of crappy stuff that was good that you just shoved down in your basement there, and it smells. You got to get rid of that because the future depends on you got to clear that out so new stuff can come in, right? So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going out cleaning all this crap. That, like, why do I still have this? It reminds me of people who aren't in my life, and that's my past. All right. And so, but in so doing, you uncover things that you don't see on the surface, right? If you get past thinking that you're so perfect and, but other people can, say good things and heal from their wounds, right? So the more people out there spreading God's word, the better. As long as you know, and because we all don't have the same wounds. You might be out here and say, "Gee, this particular thing speaks to me." This is like I posted something about Molly Shannon, and her how my cheerleading picture reminded me of her superstar, her Mary Catherine Gallagher. And it turns out, as she also was a Catholic schoolgirl, like I was, and she had a sad. She had she lost her mom, I think, and her sister in her childhood. She went through some things, so she's able to heal others from her, make people laugh, and and relate to that character. But it was a healing for her to process all that stuff from when she was a little girl and teenager, because she shoved it down, right? So it's kind of like God saying to us now, you know, um, not that God is hardening his heart. Um, it's that it's that we do it to ourselves to the extent that we're willing to look at these things, these hidden things. Then we will, move up to a higher level. And while things are crumbling behind us, right? Not that God is doing that. It's a matter of, okay, everybody on the bus, everybody on the bus, because it's time to go. Um, you know, there's a new world waiting. Kingdom of God is waiting for the people who are willing to do the dirty stuff, go through it and move on, right? Instead of sitting in all that crap. It's a book of James. Let's see. The rich weep and wail over impending miseries. All right. So what they think, those who think that material things and the pursuit of them is what's most important. Um, oh, geez. Oh boy. No, that's last week. See, their actual. All right. Anyway, so that's not going to work. The ones who got rich at the hands of the workers. God knows this, right? So it's karma. Basically, what you sow, you're going to reap, right? So what it said was, you have fattened your hearts for the day of slaughter, And I thought, fatten your hearts, harden my heart, right? Quarter flash. And so I'm winding up now. Yeah, and then the same thing, Mark book of ninth chapter. John tells Jesus, somebody's driving out demons in your name. And Jesus says, he says, they're curing, right? And they, as long as they use my name and they're curing, right, with love, then let them do it. He said, but if they're causing those in my name to turn against God, then that's okay. He wants to. So that's where he says, those who give someone a cup of water in my name will get their reward, right? If you're doing things for the right reasons, right? Not that being rich is a bad thing, but being rich at the hands of workers, right? At the taking, enriching yourself at the expense of those, who are who are who've helped you, instead of lifting them up, putting people down so that you can be enriched in material ways, right? There's nothing wrong with uh, with having abundance, right? God wants us to, but we're also required to share of what we have, right? That's why we're here, to bring everybody up, and then we'll all, be living well. That's what we're here for. But you gotta do it from your, if you have, from your wound, from your lack, because all of us have that. You can be rich in material ways and poor in spirit, right? And so that's not getting you anywhere in the long run, because it's all going to be crumbling, right? All this stuff. So the song "Harden My Heart," it's perfect. Quarter flash. I'm going to talk about this now. Got to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 in February of '82. Came out in September of '81. It was a power ballad, number 1 on the rock top tracks. Finally, I got it here. September. And I always thought it said, "I'm going to turn as sleepy as you could be." That's what I thought it was saying. But it was, "I'm going to turn and leave you here. And leave you here." So, "I'm going to turn as sleepy as you could be." Okay, anyway. Fall of my junior year. So, in my wildest dreams, I never thought I'd go. So, in other words, there's this, the lead singer, okay, Rindy, okay, Quarter Flash. It was a husband and wife, Rindy Ross and her husband Marv. They were married 50 years. They were still playing, and I guess in Portland, Oregon. They're popular there, but they just did their last concert a couple years ago. Boomers, real boomers. But she sang and played the saxophone was awesome on that track. What a great song. So it was on their debut album, Quarter Flash, 1981. That was a great song. Originally released as a single in 1980, they used to be called the Seafood Mamas. They changed it to Quarter Flash, and boom, instant hit. So, creatively, you can make a change, and that's it, right? That was just the thing. So it talks about waiting. There's this girl, this woman, and she's running through this like portable office thing, and there's this circus, and she's running through, and then she's seeing herself as a little girl, waiting in the rain for that one break that never seemed to come. She's gonna, now she's saying she's gonna swallow her tears. She's going through this. She's comforting this child, right? She starts off in this red dress, and then she turns and she's in this dance like black leotard, and she's got the curly hair, kind of like I had, and so it's interesting. The type of song, the guy got the title first, and then everything fell into place. But the groove is a shuffle. I'll put the rest in the notes because I got to go pretty soon. But anyway, that's this week's report. Go on and make it a great week. Zazoo Plazz signing out.